Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, and today we're going to try out our brand new live stream approach. And I think that it will be very interesting to see how things work out. And yeah, let's just switch over to our regular set of websites and data that we keep on looking at. We're starting off with the CNBC website, and look at the index futures. They're all positive, so everything looks really great. But in the background, I'm definitely worried about the high debt levels and liquidity issues, and also these tariff talks which are going on, and the talk about clearing out Palestine and rebuilding the place. So there's a lot of risk factors out there, and if the market does conk out, it will do that very rapidly. Another thing to remember, at least from our Canadian perspective, is that we have the interest rates pretty high, and many mortgages are coming up for renewal, and they were all taken out at 1.75 or 2%, and they're going to be renewed at around 4.5 to 5% rates, and that's going to be a big problem for those who already have the mortgages. And it's also going to be a problem for new home sales and resales of homes, because first-time buyers typically go for fixed rates, and fixed rates are based on US bond yields, and they have been quite high. So the Canadian economy is also having a tough time. I guess in the US also mortgage rates are high, so people with low mortgage rates are not going to sell, and new ones who want to buy the house will find it very expensive. So something has to give. When it will happen is not very clear, and that's the context of my remarks, that despite all the index futures being green, I have already sold most of my profitable stocks, and I'm sitting on cash. I also sold out FNGU, took all the profits. I'm sitting on cash. I'm going to end this live stream at around 8:30 or 9, and then I'll go back to look at the markets and try to see if in the pre-market I can pick up some deals. Now, having said that, I would like to look at the index futures. Let's go off to NASDAQ futures first. And if I look at NASDAQ futures out here, I can see that we have still got a lot of support. We have the support lines from before, which is still giving us a lot of support out here. We are above the 21-day exponential. Pre-market, we are above by 0.64%. That's a big deal of jump. We are at 21,730, and we have our next resistance, which is going to be at 22,079.75. So it's looking healthy out here. And we have, hi David, welcome. And we have bullish MACD, and we have momentum also picking up. So it's looking good. But again, as I said, I'm worried about a crash anytime. And as you can see, we have been consolidating out here. We tested this resistance once, twice, thrice, 4, 5 times. And now we are not yet near testing those resistances, and there is a lot of political and policy uncertainties, tariff talks. So if we have inflation, then the Fed might become more hawkish. They've already shown a little bit of hawkishness. So it's all looking a bit crazy. Of course, that's my personal opinion. So you guys, you form your own opinion, and you can put it in the comment section below. And I'll try to interact with you intermittently in between the analysis, look at your comments and respond to it. Let's look at the S&P 500, which is on a bull channel out here, and pre-market it's up 0.46, and these kind of increases in pre-market shows a very healthy open, implied open. So it's looking pretty good out there, but anything can happen anytime. So I'm a bit bearish at this point of time. Let's go and have a look at our genomics first, because it's a smaller short list. And if I look at, before that, I forgot. We have to look at our indicators. Now, Dow Jones, where is Dow Jones? It had a drop and it has converted this support from before into a resistance, and we have to break through that. Pre-morning, we are already in a lead. So hopefully we convert this back into a support. Our next support is a 21-day exponential, which is this pink line out here. MACD was kind of subsiding, ready to cross over to the bearish side when we closed on Friday. And we have momentum also dropping to average, but the pre-market action suggests that this is being reversed. So it has to be a trek back up. Are we going to be able to challenge this diagonal line of resistance and make it a support? I think it's going to be difficult to say, but we'll see how things go as it proceeds. But extreme caution is advised. S&P 500 also had broken above the bull flag a little bit, and then it has come down back again into the bull flag. It is supported by the 21-day exponential, but as you saw in the pre-market action, things are looking much better. Hopefully there's a bit of recovery out here. Still we are in a bullish channel, and if you look at Russell index, they are up 0.46% in pre-market action, and it's still just above the 21-day exponential moving average, if I'm not mistaken. So we are at 226.93, and our 21-day exponential moving average is 226.46. So we are marginally above the 21-day exponential moving average. And we also have a support at 226.63. We are also marginally above that. MACD is bullish, momentum is just about average. With the pre-market action, it seems to have an implied open, which will continue to maintain these supports, and we'll see how the day proceeds further. Put call ratio is looking slightly bullish at this point of time. As far as I'm concerned, I would say that it's neutral to slightly bullish. VIX is dropping, which is a good sign for us, because as the VIX goes low, it helps us to have a much better outcome in the stock markets. And we have a support at 15.88. So we have to see whether we continue to maintain the support. And then I think I'll go and have a quick look at gold. Gold is continuing to go up. Now, the reason I think gold is going up is basically because there is a lot of borrowed money in the market, and the Fed will sooner rather than later have to rein in the money because inflation has to be brought under control. And the tariff talks definitely give rise to inflationary pressures. So a rock is going to meet a hard place sooner rather than later. And with Trump, it is unpredictable what he is going to do and when. I read some news about tariffs on steels and aluminum, which again could be highly inflationary. So putting all those things together, I would take the rise of gold seriously, and gold would probably hold value. And I think at this point of time, gold seems to indicate that the risk factor is pretty high in the overall market. And as you can see, the breadth of the market has also dropped overall. So things are kind of moving sideways. I think it's the retail investor who will be left holding the bags. And we are all retail investors, and we have to be a little bit humble in our approach. You don't have to grab every last cent of the profit. I have already taken my profits, and I'm sitting on cash for the most part. So let's go to our genomics watch list now. And I think Verve is looking positive with 0.74% gain. But friends, if the market goes down, I think genomics will be the first one to take a hit, as we have seen in the past. So be careful about out there. At least, at the very least, I think I would put a covered call, my personal opinion, to guard against downside. And Ginkgo Bioworks is up 3.65%. Caribou Biosciences is up 1.48%. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 1.16%. CRISPR Therapeutics has been teasing us a while, but I think the reverse head and shoulder pattern is not manifesting at this point of time. So I'm going to wait for a little longer. I don't want to jinx it. Our MACD is already bearish, and momentum has dropped below average. So it's not looking that great right now. Hopefully the pre-market bullishness might prevail, and we may resurrect the situation. Till then, I think I'll keep my mouth shut on that. Grail is up 0.28%. It is creating a bull flag out here, and probably it has to break out on the upside. We have earnings coming up on the 26th of February. We'll see what happens at that time. Let me go and have a quick look at the comment section and see if I have any comments. David Best said McDonald's revenue disappoints as US customs spend less. Yes. Okay. Now, why am I not seeing other comments? Okay. Let's go ahead and continue with our analysis. I'm looking at Prime. Prime is up 2.83% in pre-market session, but it's in a in a bear channel, and it's also below the 21-day exponential. It is below the 200-day exponential. It's got a bearish MACD, and its momentum is also dropping. So the chart doesn't support any major upside. And we have earnings coming out on 6th of March. Beam Therapeutics is up 1.06%, and it has been steadily going up. And I think that right now we are on a bull channel out here, a minor bull channel, because we have been creating a lot of higher lows and higher highs. So hopefully we have created another higher low, and we are moving up again today. We have gained 1.06% in pre-market action. So with that in mind, I'm thinking that this could be a bull flag in creation or a new higher high in creation. So that looks good. MACD is also bullish. Momentum is also above average. So I'm feeling good about Beam at this point of time. Altimmune is up 0.45%. We desperately need some news about pemvidutide, and that will boost this whole thing up. And I'm also seeing a double bottom out here. Let us see how this thing develops up. And we are at this point still very bearish with Altimmune, because we are just in a bear channel. We came out of it and we consolidated, but we are still below the 21-day and the 200-day exponential moving averages. That is bearish to me. And also the momentum is below average, which is again bearish. But MACD seems to give us some hope out here. Bluebird Bio is up 0.79%. It's a gong show out here. The stock has been dropping for a long period of time, and it is coming closer to the support of 5.97. If it falls below that, then it's going to be new all-time lows for this stock. Remember, it had a reverse split of 1:20, or 20 stocks became one stock, and that's why Bluebird Bio is quoting at 6.29 at this point of time, even after losing so much value. But if the reverse split had not happened, you would be looking at fractions of pennies out here. Now, Allogene is up 6.62% in pre-market action, which is just around 10 cents. Very, very bearish indeed. The chart is not looking that great. mRNA is up 0.92% in pre-market trades, not at all looking good in the charts at this point of time. ARCG, which is the genomics ETF, broke out of the bull channel that we had here, the bull flag that we had here, and it is still creating new higher lows, but it has gone back into the bull flag area right now. And MACD is bullish, and momentum is also above average. So I'm hoping that we'll repair this situation and continue to break out of this bull flag. Next, we have PACB, which is flat in pre-market trades, looking very weak, below the 21-day exponential and the 200-day exponential, and momentum is also below average. And Intelia is up 1.63%, but we are at the bottom. We are bouncing along the bottom of this bear channel, not at all good. And we are looking at Illumina, which is down 3.18%. And friends, as you can see here, there was a huge gap down. Of course, there is this China action also, which has singled out Illumina for punishment due to this tariff wars. But also you can see the reverse head and shoulder, which I was talking about, the target of 103.32. I think once we get closer to 103.32, Illumina would probably be a buy, despite the Chinese focus on Illumina for tariff punishment, because by that time I think that we'll come closer to a resolution of this tariff issue. Let us see how it proceeds, but it's nice to note that our reverse head and shoulder target is starting to manifest. 103.68 is the target out there. IMTX has got no trades pre-market, but it's looking bearish indeed, below the 21-day exponential, below the 200-day exponential. And we look at Editas, which is up 1.60%. It has still not created the second shoulder, but it's working towards it. It's still below the 21-day and the 200-day exponential. And also the momentum is below average. So that is all bearish. But pre-market action seems to be bullish. So it kind of forecasts a positive opening action and positive market open action. And also we have momentum MACD, which is kind of slightly bullish, but it's neither here nor there. So I'll still wait before I call the the reverse head and shoulder. But if the reverse head and shoulder happens, then that will be the best thing that has happened for Editas in a long time. Iowa is up 0.53%, still looking very bearish to me. Unicure is flat in pre-market trades. This gap up is still acting as a magnet. We are already below the 21-day exponential, so things are not looking that great for Unicure. Vertex is up 0.56% in pre-market trades. It's in a bull channel. It's looking pretty good overall. We have got earnings coming out on 10th of February, that is today, after the business hours. So we'll see if we get some information about Casgevy, which will help us with gaming out what could happen to CRISPR Therapeutics. And also we'll get more information about the general state of how big pharma is performing with their collaborations with the genomic startups. Now, MBOT is something that our regular viewer David Best has been focusing on, so I thought I'll add this here just for David. So David, this is looking pretty good. It's a gain of 17.51% this morning, and you're looking at a bull flag out here, and it's I think it's looking very, very strong out here. If you already got that, I think you're doing very well. The RSI is overbought, but as I always do with the other stocks, I will say that RSI in the past has gone all the way up to 93.60 before turning back. So there could be an opportunity to make money on this stock, but I would always try to do a covered call to protect on the downside, because the gain is phenomenal. If you look at the gain out here from the 3rd of January 2025 to now, I think I'm looking at the pre-market action out here. I would say that we have a gain of somewhere around 105%, and if you look at the previous close, I would say 115.71% gain. This does not happen every day, but then again, these stocks are all low value stocks, so they can be highly volatile, so be very careful. It's like when you go into the casino and you play the slots, and for the first half an hour you're making money. You just take the money, go out, have breakfast and go home. That's better. But if you continue playing slots, you're going to lose all of that and a bit more. So that's what I think MBOT is looking like to me. I have not checked out the fundamentals, so purely on technicals, that's what I would say. So that's all there is for me regarding regarding genomics. Let's go on to AI, which is where I'm focused on right now. Google is up 0.77% in pre-market trades, valiantly trying to fill the gap down that it had created, but it is still bearish. It's below the 21-day exponential moving average. MACD is bearish. Momentum is below average. So hopefully we change this trend today. The earnings came out very well, but the cloud earnings had disappointed, and the outlook was something that the market penalized Google for. And Tesla is down 1.29%, continuing to fall, and it has converted this support at 360.19 into a resistance as we predicted yesterday or on Friday, and it's continuing to fall. The next support for I think I'll draw one more support line out here, interim support line, which is more like a box, but it will be somewhere in this area. So this is going to be the next support at 346.05, failing which it's going to fall down to around 328.71. So that's the trajectory for Tesla. All the vitals are looking weak, and European sales have also dropped. So fundamentals and technicals are pointing towards bearishness. Apple is up 0.58% in pre-market trade. Apple has got a China overhang on it, and the tariff war is not going to help. We got MACD, which is bullish, but momentum is low, and we are already below the 21-day exponential, and we are also approaching the 200-day exponential moving average. So things are not looking that great for Apple at this point of time. Meta is up 0.85%. It is going to hit the diagonal line of resistance of this bull megaphone channel, and it's above the 21-day exponential. It's very, very strong, and it has crossed over the RSI scale where it has typically turned back in the past. So I'm predicting that today we are going to have Meta either consolidate or give up gains. So it's not looking that great. Microsoft is up 0.73%, trying to come back and fill this gap that has been created when it dropped after earnings. It's still below the 21-day exponential. It is struggling a lot. MACD is bearish. Momentum is not looking that great. You will see what happens later on in this morning. Amazon is up 0.42% in pre-market trade, still staying within the bull channel, but below the 21-day exponential. Friends, when I look at all of these Mag 7 stocks displaying weakness, that's the reason why I liquidated FNGU and took out all my profits, and I'm sitting on the sideline. I'm looking at my FNGD stakes to start giving me the returns. I've been waiting for a long time. It should come back now into play. Nvidia is up 0.08% in pre-market trades, struggling hard against 130.15, which is the next resistance, and also against the 21-day exponential, which is the pink line, which is sitting at 129.95. It is this pink line. So 129.95 is where it is at right now, and this struggle is going to continue until the market opens, and then we'll see what happens, because I don't get any clue from either the MACD or the momentum. They're almost neutral out there. I'm thinking that Nvidia should definitely go up, because all the Mag 7 companies have dedicated a lot of budget to buy infrastructure, and a good portion of that dollars is going to go to Nvidia. So I think Nvidia is still game on. Qualcomm is up 0.51%. I had this cup and handle target, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. So this is going to be a long-term view, and maybe I'll change my opinion if we continue going sideways. Then I'll just discard this cup and handle. Right now the chart is not looking that great. AMD is up 0.50%, but very super bearish. There have been a lot of purchases by big whales periodically, somewhere around 13th of January and also somewhere around 28th of January, but the stock continues to fall. It doesn't have a grip on the data center market, and that's a big drag on the stock in my opinion. FNGU is up 2.23% in pre-market action, but friends, I think that it's going to fall down below the 21-day exponential, and it's going to get back down, and maybe this diagonal line of support will start becoming a diagonal line of resistance. That's what I fear. And then Broadcom is up 1.72% in pre-market trades, and we have Oracle, which is up 1.86% in pre-market trades, trying to fill this gap down that it had, as well as the gap up that it had. So that's a very big magnet that is slowly dragging Oracle up. MACD is bullish, momentum is also above average, so I'll think that it will continue to move up until it fills this gaps. And if before that there is some major tweet from President Trump or from China or some geopolitical event or tariff news, then probably it could impact the whole overall market, and that could drag down Oracle. Barring that, I don't see any problem. Palantir is up again 0.72%, and as a principle, I'm staying away from Palantir now because of course, you need to have some principles somewhere. You have to draw the line on where you're going to put your money and where you wouldn't. So I'll leave it to you. Micron is up 0.49%, and 21-day exponential moving average as well as 200-day exponential moving average are weighing it down. So totally bearish. MACD is bearish. Momentum is bearish. Not looking great at all. And then we have Cloudflare, which is down 0.27% after a huge gap up. And I think the earnings gave it that boost. And today I would expect that we are going to have consolidation and a drop, because we are already overbought, and this has to cool down. The RSI has to cool down. And then we look at Adobe, which is up 1.30% in pre-market action, just about managing to capture the 21-day exponential moving average. MACD is bullish. Momentum is just below average. Hopefully, Adobe will mend itself today, and the potential cup and handle pattern that I see here will start to materialize. In my next session, I'll draw a target for this, price target for this. SMCI is up 4.08%. Of course, we have to look at what's happening with its financial overhang. And once that cloud is lifted, this stock can really jump. ARM holding is up 0.37%, still staying above the support of 161.93. Right now it's at 163.11, looking bullish indeed. And then we have ASML, which is up 0.89%. It has been consolidating sideways. The geopolitical issues and the restrictions on sale of chips is definitely weighing on ASML overall. And then we have Intel Corporation, which is up 0.52%. This stock is bouncing along the bottom. There is some kind of a support somewhere around $18 to $18.50 or $18.90, and it keeps on bouncing from there. If it falls down below that, I don't know how much lower it can go. It's already done a gap down, and it's not filled it up yet. FNGD is down 2.35%, but I think when the market opens, it's going to shoot up. This is the inverse. And then SMH, which is semiconductor ETF, is below the 21-day exponential, and it's above the 200-day exponential. So it's kind of weak right now. MACD is also bearish. Momentum is below average. So semiconductors overall do not seem that great at this point of time. AV is a stock that I'm holding on for. A lot of gains out here because of the war related stuff. There'll be a stocking up of modern weaponry in preparation for any geopolitical event. Trump will also push for NATO to boost its defense expenditure. Canadian prime ministerial candidates are also talking about boosting defense expenditure. So a good portion of that will go to drones and modern warfare. And therefore, I'm still holding on to AV, and MACD is bullish. Momentum is also above average. This has got to pick up anytime soon, in my opinion. Then we have Snowflake, which is up 1.02% pre-market, and I have a cup and handle target for this stock at 226.50. We are still waiting for the earnings on 26th February 2025. Hainesbrand International was a tariff play. I'm still holding it, and I have a cup and handle target of around 11.26. I'll hold it for a little time longer, but it's definitely testing my patience, and it's approaching the 200-day exponential. If it falls below the 200-day exponential, then it's curtains down. Then we have Netflix, which is up 0.92%. I'm bearish on Netflix. I think that all these streaming platforms are just pushing the consumer towards an experience that they had with cable, because of which they cut the cable. High costs, excessive advertisements, and a lot of interruptions. So they came out of that and they went into streaming services. Now streaming services are taking the shape of cable, same characteristics. So I'm thinking that there will be a drop. Already Disney Plus has experienced a drop in number of members. So I think that will happen to Netflix as well. And then we are looking at Accenture PLC, which I think will be an AI play in consulting, and I have a cup and handle target of 448.86 out here. It's looking positive pre-market. Rigetti is something in which I'm still holding the stock. This is a bull flag out here, and I'm expecting it to break out on the upside and to challenge the resistance at 18.42. Let us see what happens in the market today. Right now, pre-market, it's down 2.88%. And then I have SMR. I have bought calls for SMR, and SMR is at around 25.48 this morning. It's down 1.39%. I'm expecting it to follow a reverse head and shoulder pattern, and I'm looking at a target price of 31.78, and I'm hoping that it would turn around and start moving in that direction. So with that, my friends, I would like to bring this live stream to an end. But before doing that, I want to check on the comments and see if any of you are out here. Hi, Mac. So some of you are out here, and if you have any questions on any of the stocks, or if you have a stock of your own that you want to check out, please let me know. I'll take the opportunity to explore a new stock as well. So I'll wait for you to put something out there. There's always a delay between when I say something and when you see it on YouTube. So I'm going to wait a little while to see if there is any comment coming back from you. And if not, then I'll shut down the live stream. So guys, what's up? Well, then I'm going to wind down this live stream, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow. This is the first day that we have done a live stream. This is going to happen every morning at 7:45 on weekdays. And I hope more of you can tune in, because we are a retail investor community, and we want to have a dialogue so that we can all share our ideas and intelligence and try to game the market as best as we can. And we need to grow the community so that we have much more diverse opinions and much more interesting ideas and news items that are not public, so we can take advantage of those things. So with that, I would like to bring this video to an end. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.